said this plenty of times in the past, and I will continue to say it. Gratitude, hands down, is one of the best things that somebody can focus on when it comes to achieving their goals in life and when it comes to just overall improving their health, honestly. So gratitude does two different things. One, it changes the perspective of everything, including the goals. And the second thing that it really does, and this is what I really want you focusing on when it comes down to gratitude, is it changes the goal itself, the desire behind the goal. You know, how many times out there have you had a goal? Hey, I want to lose 50 pounds. Hey, I want to look good with my shirt off. Hey, I want to get off my medications. And it's almost like it's on a pedestal. And every single day you're waking up, you're looking at yourself in the mirror, and you're like pinpointing all your flaws. Maybe you got the man boobs, the beer belly, and you're just like, oh, I wish I looked like this, or I wish I had more health, and I wish I had more energy, right? And so what it's doing is putting that goal that you have of losing the 50 pounds right up there on the pedestal, right? And the vibration that you're giving off is lack thereof. I wish I had this. I wish I had this. I want. Well, hey, let me just help you out when it comes to wanting things in life, okay? Now, it's once again great to have goals, but you need to have that trust. You need to have that belief and that faith that it's all going to work out, right? And this is why I like working on the mindset mixed with fat loss, because it makes that goal less important. It makes that goal less on a pedestal. And it's almost just like that fake it till you make it type deal, where, hey, you're acting as if you already have that set goal, right? You're brainwashing yourself for success. But let's put it to a perspective like this. Let's just say that, you know, growing up in school, right? I'll put myself, right? I like to say this, right? So I'll tell you a little story about myself. So growing up in school, right? I remember in high school, obviously you're growing up, right? Hormones taking over, everything like this. And I just remember I was just wanting this certain individual, right? She was very attractive, very cute. I felt madly in love with her, right? Just wanting, right? And it was the wildest thing, because I was literally just like portraying that as, hey, I want you, right? I need you, right? And it's needy. It's lack thereof. Is nothing masculine about it at all. And I remember for 2 years, right? For 2 years, she just gave me the cold shoulder, never, gave me her number, anything like that. Never wanted to date me, nothing like that. And it wasn't until, honestly, I just said, all right, forget about her, like, screw it, just like, I'm not going to be worried about it anymore. And I kid you not, within 6 months later, we end up dating. And she was my very first girlfriend. And it was wild, because it was like the minute I stopped focusing on chasing her and I didn't care at all, she's like, oh, well, hey, I missed the attention, like, what happened here? Like, you were chasing me for the 2 years plus, now what's going on here? And the minute she saw that I didn't care anymore really about, like, if she was in my life or not, or, if we were going to be dating or not, boyfriend, girlfriend, like, that was the minute she wanted me, because I wasn't needy anymore, because I wasn't having, her up on that pedestal, that desire. And I want you to think about that when it comes to your fat loss goals as well. So you're probably thinking like, okay, well, hey, this makes a lot of sense, but what does gratitude have to do with any of this? So remember, gratitude really helps take that goal off the pedestal, because now instead of you focusing on what you don't have, you focus on what you have, okay? And once you focus on your have and you're grateful for what you have, you will get and attract more an abundance of what you already have. But it also changes the perspective of the outcome. I use this story often, and I think it's a great time to share it again, okay? This really helps you, just changes the perspective of the outcome of the goal itself, okay? When I heard this story, I just was like shocked. I was like, man, this is great. I love this. I'm going to use this all the time, to just put everything into a different sense of reality for myself, a different perspective of things, so to speak. So here's the story, okay? There is two twins, okay? let's just say John and Peter. Now, growing up, John and Peter, they had an abusive, alcoholic father. He would beat on them. He would constantly drink, yell at them, abuse them, everything like that. Well, John grows up and he becomes this amazing, doctor and helped out millions of people, right? Like, just helped out all these people, And then Peter grows up, okay? And he becomes just like his father, abusive, alcoholic. Now, here's the perspective shift, okay? An interviewer, right, went up to John and was asking John, like, hey, you're so successful. You're able to help out all of these people. Like, how did that happen? Like, why, right? Like, what made you want to do this? And he said, you know what? He said, I grew up in a very abusive household. My father was an alcoholic. He abused me and my brother, and at the end of the day, even though it was a lot of pain and suffering, I'm grateful for that because it showed me what I don't want to become. It showed me that, hey, I want to be different. That, hey, I want to go out into the world and grow up and portraying love, helping out others rather than hurting others like my father. And then, the interviewer finds out that, hey, he has a twin brother. So he's like, oh man, like, what's your twin's brother name? And he's like, Peter, right? He lives over here, so, the interviewer goes over there. They interview Peter thinking like, hey, he must have this, amazing life as well from all the pain of the past from his alcoholic father. They knock on the door. They come to find out, they talk to Peter that, hey, he's out of shape, fat, lazy slob, right? Just, beer cans all over the place and just angry at the world, very upset, very toxic. And they're asking Peter like, hey, so, what's going on here? Like, how did you turn out to be like this? And he's like, well, hey, it's hereditary. It's genetics. My father was like that. So, hey, I'm destined to be like this also. So think about that. No matter how hard your past was, you can always use the pain to push you to greatness. And I talk about that often. Overcoming depression, overcoming anything like this, you have to start being more grateful for the things that you have in your life. And so let's say you're struggling with your fat loss journey and you want to, lose more weight or look better with your shirt off or, have more energy, have more confidence. Start counting up the wins. Just like me trying to, chase my very first girlfriend at the time, it was just pushing her away. But it wasn't eventually until I just stopped caring, right? Where she came into my life and we ended up becoming boyfriend and girlfriend. So your goals that's out there, stop caring so much about them and be grateful for where you are right now and everything that you overcame in your life. Maybe you overcame some depression. Maybe you overcame some stress. Maybe you overcame some anxiety. Maybe you overcame, hey, maybe you didn't lose the 20 pounds, but maybe you lost 10. Maybe you don't have six-pack abs, but maybe you got off your blood pressure medications. You got to start stacking up those small wins. And that's going to help you out so much more so because now you're pouring out more of a higher positive vibration of, hey, I'm grateful for what I have. I want more in abundance rather than, hey, I don't have, right, what I want right now. So I want more, right? Let's face the facts. You don't already have it. So how can you want more of what you don't already have? You got to start being grateful for the things that you have. It's the same way with money too. Everybody wants more money, right? But at the end of the day, you have to be grateful for the money that you currently have right now. Everybody can have it, a better life. But you'll never understand this until you really look in a perspective of, hey, the money that you have, the job that you have, the health that you have, I bet you there's plenty of people out there in this world that wish they could be living your life. And once you start thinking in terms of that and really start being grateful for the life that you have and everything that you have, it's going to improve on that. It's an amplifier to having more success and more abundance for the things that you're currently grateful for. And there's different ways to improve on this. You can say affirmations of the things that you're grateful for. You can, meditate and just, get into that calm, peace state of mind and think about the things that you're grateful for. What I personally like to do, because I'm a big fan of just, hey, knowing the different brain waves and how they shift frequencies throughout the course of the day and what goes into your subconscious mind versus what goes into your conscious mind, I personally like to go to sleep, just a quick prayer of the things that I'm grateful for, and thanking God, everything that I have going on in my life, in my business, in my health, in my wealth, everything. And then right when I wake up, it's the same thing. I can say a quick prayer right there in bed, think about the things I'm grateful for. Other times, I like to also challenge my mindset. Challenge, what am I really grateful for? Because at times, you don't want it just to be on repeat. Hey, I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for food. I'm grateful for clothes. I'm grateful for shelter. I'm grateful for my job. Done, right? No, at times, you really want to think about it differently. And remember, your thoughts have a big outcome into the life that you're trying to achieve. And it really comes to having success and reaching your goals. Maybe you just got to change the way you think about things. And so with gratitude, you can simply change the way that you think about things by doing different techniques that I'm going to go over next. So one of them is called a gratitude walk. And this is not a physical walk. I'm sure you can make it become a physical walk, but I like to mentally think about it. And so at times I'll sit there in bed and before my feet hit the floor, I'm immediately doing a mental walk, okay? Inside of my room, just thinking about 3 to 5 things I'm grateful for. And then mentally walking to, let's say, my son's room and thinking about 3 to 5 things I'm grateful for. And then the living room, and then the, kitchen, and then the office, the garage, right? Things like that. It gets so much so that you go to the bathroom, right, mentally, and you're grateful for toothpaste, toilet paper, and a toothbrush. Running water, right? A mirror to look at yourself, hairbrush. How many times in your life recently have you been thankful for having a toothbrush and toothpaste to brush your teeth? Or toilet paper to wipe yourself, or running water or soap? Think about it. These small little things, we have so much so in abundance that we often, forget about. And we just don't truly understand that we have a lot, right, given to us right now. And remember, some people out there, they don't have these types of things. And so with gratitude, it's that reminder that, hey, we're blessed, right? We have it right now. And remember, it's getting our mindset focused on, hey, we're happy. We're in a better positive vibration, right? Better frequency, and getting us more in tune to the things that we currently have right now, as opposed to what we don't have that we're trying to get. Because remember, if you're obsessed with your goals and it's on a pedestal, odds are you're pouring off the vibration of I want, needy, lack thereof, and it's going to be very hard for you to achieve success at reaching your goals. So start thinking about the things that you're grateful for. I also like to just, every single day, just write out the things that I'm grateful for. And I also write out my goals. But I don't write out my goals like, hey, I want to achieve this in my business. I want to achieve this in my health. I want to achieve this in my career. No. I write out my goals as if I already achieved it and I'm giving thanks. I am so happy and grateful now that I have this. I am so happy and grateful now that I'm working towards this. All right. I'm so happy and grateful that I have a family that supports me in doing this. Whatever the case may be, I'm writing out a mixture of my goals, what I'm grateful for. Another technique that I like to do with this every single morning when I get done doing that is script. Okay. Scripting is fun. To me, I have a lot of fun with it. And basically, I just have fun where I'm writing out the day that I'm about to have. Because typically I'm waking up first thing in the morning around 4 a.m. Hey, everybody's asleep, right? The day hasn't started yet. So as I'm scripting out that day that I want to come, I'm giving thanks and gratefulness for, the things I want to achieve. So maybe that is, we're signing up, 3 new clients today. Maybe that is, getting a client testimonial. Maybe that is, hearing something positive from one of the members on how they reach their goals. Whatever the case may be. Maybe that's also just like, going out to a nice restaurant and having a great time with my family. Maybe that's going to the coffee shop and somebody buying me a cup of coffee, right? Unexpectedly, right? So it's just like, I'll have fun with it. I'll write out my goals in a form of like the things that I'm grateful for mixed in, and then script out, basically like how I want that day to come, how I want that day to happen. And I'm doing so in a way where it makes me, once again, feel good, makes me feel more positive. Whether that comes true or not for that given day, it doesn't matter, because I'm setting the tone for the rest of the day. I'm setting the vibration and the frequency of, hey, I'm positive. I'm grateful for what I have going on right now in my life. I'm happy. I'm blessed. And I'm telling you, remember, gratitude does two things. One, it puts it in a perspective shift. Remember the story about the twins? Hey, no matter how hard the past is, remember, somebody can have it way harder than you. And so you got to use that pain to push you to greatness. So it changes the perspective. It also takes that goal off the pedestal. Like, think about it. And if you're having a hard time with gratitude, just, think about, this could be the last time that you could be doing this, because no one is promised. No one knows the future. No one's promised tomorrow. All right. Our time here on earth, hey, it's not infinite here. It's finite, right? We will eventually pass away. We will eventually die. Nobody knows when that time is going to happen, And so it's just like, think and choose that every single day, hey, I want to live it like my last. And I want to be truly grateful for the things that I have, rather than living, my last day on earth as, having this pity party, about the things that I don't have and constantly wanting more and more and more. It's not a way to live your life. So when you focus on having more gratitude, I promise you this, right? Your life is going to improve. You're going to be more positive, and you're going to receive more in abundance.